Yo, this thing is massive.
Alright guys, so I just caught this beetle, and today I'm going to be feeding it to my giant harvester ant colony. And with the beetle now inside, it's time to watch as the ants take it down. As of right now, the beetle is doing its best to play dead. It has a super strong exoskeleton, which is making it harder for the ants to get to it. But the beetle knows that it's in trouble and begins to panic. And all of that movement is attracting more ants to come help take down the beetle.
Yo, the beetle's starting to fly.
Bro, I did not think this guy had wings. I had to literally close the top for this.
Look at just that, how many ants are in the outworld right now.
This queen and all of her baby ants are gonna eat really good tonight. This guy is still trying to fly away.
And now he thinks he found a hiding spot underneath the bridge.
But the ants were quick to find him, and now he's on his back again. I don't know how long it's gonna be before these ants actually eat the whole beetle, so come back tomorrow for the update video.
Yo, there's another big one.
And now it's time to feed it to my huge ant colony. With the beetle now inside, it's time to watch as the ants take it down. As usual, the beetle is doing its best to play dead. But this isn't the ants' first beetle, and they know what to do. And after enough convincing, the beetle starts to move, doing its best to shake off as many ants as it can. But in doing so, more ants are alerted and are driven to the scene. Look at how many ants are attacking the beetle right now. They are going absolutely mad! All the ants in the nest are going crazy, and they're sending out more workers to go help out with the beetle. And just take a look at the outworld right now. It is overrun by these ants. And the beetle is trying to take refuge in the trash pile. The ants know better and are still attacking the beetle. Things really are not looking good for this beetle. And there's even an infernal queen ant trying to attack the beetle. That just shows you how ferocious these ants actually are. And for good reason too. There's a ton of baby ants to feed, and they all need a lot of protein in order to grow. Then there's a mother queen which needs the protein in order to lay more eggs. Anyways, now that I fed this colony a whole beetle, what should I feed them next?
Oh, this thing is huge.
And now that we have this mustache beetle inside, it's time to feed it to my giant harvester ant colony. And with the beetle now inside, it's time to watch as my ants take it down. Mustache beetle is now on its back, and the ants are beginning to swarm it. There is so many ants in the outworld right now, and it shouldn't take long for them to take down this beetle. The beetle's still on its back, but it's starting to make a lot of noise. It does not sound happy. The ants are beginning to send out more recruits, and the beetle is nearly blanketed with ants. A lot of the ants are grabbing onto the legs of the beetle, and using their stingers to help paralyze the beetle. This will then make the beetle a much easier meal for the ants. And some of the ants have grabbed onto the mustache of the beetle. Once the ants are finished with this beetle, they'll feed it to the larvae and the queen. The queen needs it to lay eggs, and the larvae need it in order to grow. With a beetle this big, it should help the colony a lot, giving them a ton of protein in which they need. And now that I fed this colony a huge mustache beetle, what should I feed them next? Leave a comment and I might just give it a try. Today we're feeding these two beetles to my giant harvester ant colony for protein. And with the beetles now inside, it's time to watch as the ants take them down. One beetle is still flipped over on its back, but the other is doing its best to run away. These ants have eaten beetles before, and by the looks of it, these two beetles are going to have a similar fate to the last ones. The first beetle has been stung enough to the point where it can't move, but the second one seems to be doing a good job at fending off the harvester ants. I think it's safe to say that the first beetle is pretty much ant food. Once these ants are able to take down the beetle, they'll go on to feed it to the rest of the colony. Meaning all of these little larvae here which need the protein in order to grow will actually have food to fill their stomachs. And the queen which needs the protein in order to lay the eggs will continue to pump out hundreds of eggs a day. Meaning after enough meals, this colony is going to fill up their entire nest. Which, in my opinion, is really exciting. Anyways, now that I fed this colony 2 beetles, it's my turn to ask, what should I feed them next? Leave a comment and I might just give it a try. Today I decided to feed a giant beetle to my harvester ant colony for protein. And in just a matter of seconds, the beetle starts to get swarmed. The beetle doesn't seem to be too happy with all the ants around, and it's now doing its best to try and fly away. But all that's doing is causing more ants to flood into the outworld. So much so that the outworld is now filled with hundreds of ants, all wanting to get a piece of this beetle. And now the beetle's going crazy, still trying to do its best to fly away. It's obviously not working out for the beetle, and it can't really go anywhere inside of this feeding container. For everyone that is new, my ants need a ton of protein, because without it, they just won't grow as good. Or with some species that I have, they won't grow at all. These ants need protein in order for the larvae to grow strong and healthy, but they also need it for the queen right here to lay more eggs. And by feeding them beetles such as this one, it gives this colony the protein that it needs to grow. I make these videos to show you guys how my different ants take down different foods. But anyways, now that I fed this colony another giant beetle, what should I feed them next? Leave a comment and I might just give it a try. My ants need a lot of protein in order to grow, so today we're feeding them another mustache beetle which is packed filled with protein. And with the mustache beetle now inside of the ants outworld, it's time to watch as the ants take it down. Immediately the beetle is flipped over onto its back. And since this isn't the first beetle the ants have ever had, they know exactly what to do with it. First, a few of the ants start to attach themselves to the beetle, while the rest of the colony starts spreading the word about the new food. More and more ants inside of the nest run out to confront the beetle, and the beetle is slowly overrun by the ants. The beetle is doing its best to flick off as many ants as it can, but since this colony has a lot of baby ants to feed, they're not going to pass up on this meal. In order for ants like these to grow, they actually need a lot of protein. The queen ant belonging to this colony needs it in order to lay more eggs, and the larvae need the protein in order to grow up as healthy ants.